Hello, this is Eric Honecker, CEO and co-founder of Dybloop. Here to talk to you today about DBLHU, which stands for Dybloop for people living with highly unstable diabetes. Very happy to be here today at D-Day Exchange. So Dybloop, we is a company that started in 2015. We are now in 2022. We've gone through three series of fundraising. We've got three products that are CE marked. We have close to 10,000 patients equipped now. We're very happy that our main products are working. They're in the hands of patients in multiple countries in Europe. And it's just a great feeling for us after all these years of R&D is that it's finally used by thousands and thousands of patients. And we're now more than 150 people within Dybloop. But I want to focus first on DBLHU today. DBLHU, again, there's no such thing as people living with a stable diabetes. However, for a certain number of people, is it 1%, 2%? No one really knows, but people can have experience very high instability within their diabetes, very strong variability with ups and downs that come out of nowhere. Really going up 100, 150 milligrams in an hour or so and going down at the same speed, repeated hypoglycemic comas, very, very difficult to control. And of course, that has very severe consequences on every day. Multiple DKAs, hypoglycemic, the ability to work can be difficult, living with other people, plus all the long-term complications, because most of the people that live with highly unstable diabetes can have spend a lot of time in hyperglycemia. And this used to be called brittle diabetes, but for many, many reasons, we think that it's not the right word. So we'd rather call it highly unstable diabetes. DBLHU is a variation of our main product, DBLH1. So we work with an insulin pump. In this particular, it showed the Kaleido pump made by Vicentra with a CGM. In this case, a Dexcom G6, and the heart is a handset. Within that handset resides our algorithms, and it's not just one algorithm, but a set of algorithms that's going to control the pump every 5 minutes by saying more insulin, less insulin. That's going to do all the self-learning for the patient. And the self-learning is important because those trends mean that you can let the system automatically decide and have great results from a glycemic outcome. We also have YourLoops, which is a platform for telemedicine and data visualization that nurses and doctors and relatives of patients really appreciate very much. The system DBLG1 is made to be simple, personalized, and interoperable with multiple types of hardware. In the case of DBLHU, it's going to be slightly less simple. Why? Because you have to adapt the algorithm to the specificities of people with highly unstable diabetes. You need to have more reactive hypominimizer. You need to manage your post-meal differently. Many of these people we're going to have some kind of variability of variable digestion speeds. That's going to affect digestion a lot. The correction factor is very often changes a lot as a function of the current glycemia. And we have a set of parameters that allows the physician and doctor to more closely fine-tune the algorithm, take control of the algorithm to say, okay, in this particular situation, this is how I want to manage it. Because, again, it's different in the one-size-fits-all does not work here. You need to be able to adapt the target range also in order to be able to start at 180 milligrams, which is necessary in certain cases. Of course, you can set it as low as 100, but in many situations, you might want to have 180 milligrams. This has been done with multiple patients in France. We have around 10 that are equipped currently, and this has been going on for about 1.5 years, 2 years. So this is now CE marked. we're going to have a pre-submission done in the US in order to have it access in the US. We have reimbursement going on in France, and then try to make it available to the patients that need it worldwide, because it is required for that specific subset of population. So thank you very much for your attention, and happy to answer any questions.